Welcome to the IFSA World Championships in Iceland, the home of Strongman's two greatest warriors in Strongman history, John-Paul Sigmarsson and Magnus Magnusson, each four-time world champions. There is the current world champion arriving at Keflavik Airport. That is, of course, Zydrunas Savickas. And the man looking to take his crown, Mikhail Kuklayev. And, of course, the big Ukrainian Vasyl Fereschuk. Those two men will be the big competitors for Zydrunas Savickas. This is the land of the top strongmen of all time. This is a pilgrimage that most strongmen want to make.
Of course, Iceland is a beautiful place. It has a wonderful contrast. It has big heat underground, very much cold. It has rough nature, very rough nature. So I think it also describes the Icelandic people. They are cold outside, warm inside, and they work hard.
Iceland is pure and clean place.
Russian strongman Igor Padan says it's beautiful and cold at Iceland, but the Blue Lagoon was nice.
First time I've ever seen snow in my life.
I love it here. It's a very beautiful country. The scenery is wonderful.
It's a very unique place.
I love Iceland. It's a beautiful country. It's the exact opposite of where I'm from.
I like Iceland because this area same like my country.
So far, I've loved Iceland. This place is it's kind of a wonderland for strongman. You know, it's a pilgrimage that every strongman should make once in his life. Well, there's two four-time champions that come from here. The only two four-time champions ever, both come from Iceland.
The athletes had the chance to visit the gravesite of the great John-Paul Sigmarsson. Of course, the IFSA World Championship trophy is named after John-Paul. Magnus Magnusson, who hosted the contest here in Reykjavik, Iceland, is the only other four-time world champion from this great countryside, a magnificent and beautiful countryside. The athletes loved every moment of visiting Reykjavik and Keflavik, Iceland. So we set our 24 competitors with Magnus Magnusson on the left, Dr. Douglas Edmonds in the middle. There is Marcel Mustard, one of the directors of IFSA, and our three podium competitors from last year's World Championships. We took all 24 names, put them in three different bowls, and set them into three heats of 8 competitors per heat. Canada's Jeff Dolan got picked into Mikhail Kuklayev's heat, and that was a tough go for Jeff Dolan. Each competitor was chosen into one of the three heats. They would then file down to the final 12. Here's how Heat 1 stacks up. Nick Best from the United States, Solis Brusokas from Lithuania, Canada's Jeff Dolan, Anders Johansson, Mikhail Kuklayev. Heat number 2 has Blakaitis, Hams, McDonald, Muramets, Ugmanson, Savickas, Smith, and Thompson. In heat number 3, Yanni Ilikainen, Irvin Katona, Kazelniks, Kirschbaumer, Solveig Pedersen, Travis Ortmeyer, Robert Shapansky, and the former champion Vasyl Fereschuk.
Farmer's walk. The athlete has to carry 125 kilograms in each hand for 75 meters. This is about grip strength and endurance.
So first up, it's Anders Johansson of Sweden. There's Dr. Douglas Edmonds, our head referee, and one of the directors of IFSA Strongman, Igor Padan, on the near side from Russia. Igor Padan has tremendous shoulder strength, but as Jamie Reeves just said, grip strength is a big key for these two competitors. On the far side is Sweden's Anders Johansson. Both of these men need to put on a good performance here in heat number 1. They need to set the tone for the rest of the group to try to catch up. And a quick put down from Anders Johansson. That means Padan will get the chance to lengthen his lead a little bit more. Oh, and Padan puts down. Johansson trying to catch up. Has to stay within his laneways. Will he make the complete turn? Very important for the competitors before they put down to make a complete turn. It's very difficult. Now you'll see Padan is going to have to move the implements and turn and start again. That is always difficult. Every time an athlete puts these implements down, they have to use the grip strength again to lift them back up. Very, very difficult. Anders Johansson putting on a good show right now. Coming up in the 75-second time limit, Johansson finishes at 67.3 seconds. Padan, will he finish in the 71-second mark? We don't think so. He will not make it all the way to the end. He finishes at 56.60 meters. Now is the big Russian champion, Mikhail Kuklayev, taking on Canadian Jeff Dolan. Dolan is very quick out of the gate, taking a bit of a lead over Kuklayev. Kuklayev doing a great job breathing, maintaining composure. 125 kilos in each hand. That's 275 pounds. Dolan with a quick put down on the turnaround. Now Kuklayev has taken a slight lead, but look at Dolan move on the far side. Again, Dolan doesn't make the corner on the put down. Kuklayev makes the corner and will take the lead coming into the home stretch. Mikhail Kuklayev. There's a put down. Dolan will have the opportunity to catch up. Can Dolan's hands hang on and finish off the 75-meter course? Kuklayev coming up to the end. He'll finish at just over 64 seconds. What a job. 65.5 seconds for Mikhail Kuklayev. Now it's for Jeff Dolan. Can he finish in 75 seconds? No, he comes up just shy at 71.40 meters. There is Jeff Dolan, the 32-year-old Canadian. His best finish last year was second at the United Strongman Series in Serbia.
I'm watching it on television. John Paul Sigmarsson, Magnus Ver, seeing them on television and wanting something to compete in, and ended up trying it and enjoyed it, and been 7 years ever since. Family's very supportive. My wife especially. She puts up with me leaving home so often and for such an extended period of time. Looking after her son, and it's hard on her, but she's still very supportive and encourages me to go and challenge myself. Something that's not obvious when you watch it on television. It's not really learning a trick, but learning the inside secrets of how the technique and everything. I enjoy lifting the round stones, atlas stones, and unfortunately I didn't have them in my heat, but there's learning how to hold on to those round slippery stones is something of an art.
There's your hometown favorite, Bendik Magnusson. The 23-year-old, mainly been a power lifter up until this point in time. Tremendous in the deadlift, but he's taken on strongman with a vengeance like every other Icelander that's come before him. Nick Best from the United States will be his direct competitor. Well, Benny comes flying out of the gates, but look at Best hanging on and staying right with him at 125 kilos, 275 pounds in each hand. Best taking a slight lead. Magnusson hanging on to it. Benny, will he finish this course? Because this is a fairly new event for Bendik Magnusson. Great job from Nick Best turning that corner. Magnusson does it as well. Best has a bit of a lead going on. Nick Best flying down the final 25 meters. He's got a chance at breaking the world record, but a put down. He's got to be very quick to pick it up and cross the line. Nick Best coming in on the world record of 50.07 seconds, and he will break that at 47.56 seconds. Bendik Magnusson crosses the finish line at 58.5. What a job from American Nick Best.
Great. I mean, This is only my 4th show as a pro. So I did my first show June 12th, I did my second show July 1st, qualified for nationals, went to nationals, and only made it to 6th there. So, I mean, I'm learning as I go. I powerlifted for like 20 years.
Big surprise, huh?
Big surprise, and the more I do, the more I learn, so.
Well, Nick Best sets a world record at 47.56 seconds. The former world record held by Andrus Muramets of Estonia at 50.07 seconds. Nick Best showing that he is one of the best in the world at the Farmer's Walk. Here's your results from the Farmer's Walk. The new world record from Best on top. Magnuson and Kuklaev finishing off the top 3.
And the Vikings used to be, you know, of course, fighters, but they used to do these certain things, and which in a lot of shows over here I've done similar things with. They used to, you know, hold the Viking ships to shore with, you know, with ropes and roll them on things, and so we've a lot of these things have been created to symbolize what was done in the old days. Like the super yoke or a farmer's walk. You know, when people used to be going to get their water from the rivers or something, and they were carrying their waters to their houses. So we were taking things from various things to fit the modern times. So it's modern times Vikings.
Modern times Vikings and modern time warriors. Each of these gentlemen has come from all over the world. Mikhail Kuklaev, Vasil Vereshchuk. They want to be the next world champion.
The block lift. Lifting giant aluminium blocks overhead. This is about shoulder power and arm power.
There's American Nick Best. He just set a world record in the Farmer's Walk, and you know he has to be happy. Jeff Dolan of Canada, not so good a performance in the Farmer's Walk as far as what Jeff can do. This is a very tough event for the competitors. It is very cool in the Alcan aluminum plant. These blocks are very slippery. The first one at 105 kilos, 231 pounds. Best has it to the shoulders. Can he press it out? He's got the shoulder strength, but he's unable to hang on to it and drops the 105K implement. Now, Jeff Dolan was successful at 105. He moves on to 115 kilos. Nick Best cannot move on unless he's pressed out the 105K block. Very tough, very slippery blocks. Dolan having some trouble at 115. And again, Nick Best dropping the 105K aluminum block. That is a big disaster for Nick Best. Dolan has seemed to have given up on the 115K block. That will leave it to Nick Best to try to be able to balance the block properly, and that's the key for these ones. Being able to balance the slippery block here in the cold Alcan aluminum plant. 115 kilos, 254 pounds. Boy, Dolan can't press it out. He drops it and will walk away. Nick Best with only 10 seconds left to try to press out the 105K aluminum block. And he will not get enough time as the clock will expire at 75 seconds on Nick Best.
Yeah, it's pretty slippery. This is my worst event, so I'll get better. This is the one thing converting over from powerlifting I just haven't been good at, but it'll get better.
Well, coming up is another young competitor. There's Anders Johansson of Sweden at 326 pounds. And this young competitor, Bendik Magnusson of Iceland, he, like Nick Best, is just learning how to pick up these implements, learning how the function and the technical aspects of strongman work. They both start at the 105K block, 231 pounds. Both have the block lapped. Johansson to the shoulders. Magnusson, can he press it out? That 105 goes up and is good for Bendik Magnusson. Has to be happy. Nice job keeping the balance there. Anders Johansson having all sorts of difficulty as the block slides forward in his grip. Bendik Magnusson now sitting at 115 kilos, 254 pounds. Will he be able to push this one out? That will put him in a tie. Currently sitting with Jeff Dolan at 115, and that slips off his head. Unable to maintain the balance was Bendik Magnusson. Anders Johansson of Sweden. And he cannot press out 105. Johansson looks to walk away. Magnusson flipping off his belt. He's getting down to business now, has it lapped, and look at the aluminum block just sliding through his fingertips. And Bendik Magnusson waves to the hometown crowd. He is done for this event. Lithuania's Solis Brusokis finished third in the Lithuanian Championships, and Russia's Igor Padan. Padan at 6'2", 320 pounds. Both of these men have tremendous pressing power. Both these men have strong shoulders. Padan may have the better grip, so we'll have to wait and see how this twosome works out. Solis Brusokis presses out 105. That was relatively easy. Igor Padan good at 105 as well. Now on to 115 kilos, 254 pounds. Solis Brusokis through the chest, and he is the second one to press out 115. Now it's up to Igor Padan. Can he keep pace with the big Lithuanian Solis Brusokis? Padan struggling to maintain balance, but a good job, and they both move on to the 125K Alcan aluminum block. This is 276 pounds. Brusokis has just run out of energy. Padan has it lapped through the chest. Now he's got to be able to get those hands underneath and keep the balance. Look, will he be able to press it out? Yes, Igor Padan, good at 125 kilo. The first man to press out 125 kilo is Igor Padan. These Alcan aluminum blocks go up to 135 kilo, but Igor Padan is the first man to hit 125.
I like press this event new for me, for all guys, and very heavy, but no balance. Very happy, good result.
And he should be happy. Here's his fellow countryman, Mikhail Kuklayev, the super heavyweight lifting champion of Russia, and Finland's Tomi Lota. They call him the Finnish Beach Boy. Lota has been battling injury for the past year. We'll have to wait and see he does with these Alcan aluminum blocks. Kuklayev with the 105 block. Nice job to keep it balanced on the chest, and an easy press out for Mikhail Kuklayev. Tomi Lota having some difficulty at 105, but that goes up very steadily. 254-pound, 115-kilo second Alcan aluminum block, and Kuklayev straightens out the arms on that one. He is on a roll. Will he be able to finish off the 135 after this 125? We'll have to wait and see. Lota having difficulty at 115 in the background. Kuklayev at 125 pushes it to the chest. Lota can't hang on to 115. Kuklayev drops 125. Misha wants to be able to join his fellow countryman Igor Padan with 3 blocks at 125 kilos, 276 pounds. He flew through the first 2 Alcan aluminum blocks. Tomi Lota will give the 115-kilo block another try before walking away. Now Kuklayev steps up. Can he press out the 125? He's got the balance. He straightens the arms. Dr. Douglas Edmonds says that's a good lift. Put it down. He's good for 3 blocks.
This is my first time I do this event. I tried one time in normal rock, and this is too slippery. It's not heavy, but difficult.
Well, it has been difficult for a lot of the competitors to hang on to these Alcan aluminum blocks. Nick Best had all sorts of difficulty, but it was Igor Padan and Mikhail Kuklayev who pushed out the 125K Alcan aluminum block. There's the results with Padan and Kuklayev, both with 3 blocks. Padan wins the event. He did it in a better time. Brusokis finishing in 3rd spot.
The shield carry, 180 kilograms to be carried as far as possible. This is about endurance and stamina.
There is the IFSA Shield, and in this very cold Alcan aluminum plant, it is very difficult for these athletes to breathe properly, and that's one of the big keys. It is all about cardiovascular endurance in this event. Tomi Lota, one of the best in the world. The world record in the shield carry is held by Poland's Robert Szczepanski at a full 100 meters, 180 kilos, 402 pounds. Look at the grasp from Tomi Lota. He has the hands clenched underneath. Lota also moves at a very good pace. The Finnish Beach Boy is taking a lead over Russian strongman Igor Padan. Lota will make the turn at 50 meters and head back down the course. Padan doing a great job just to keep on the same lap with Finland's Tomi Lota. Lota looks like he has the endurance to set a world record. 25 meters left, and that will break 100 meters. Padan puts down at 75 meters. Tomi Lota moving up on a world record. Can he do it? No, he puts down 96.10 meters.
It's my best result. It's normal.
Igor Padan, his best result, he placed first at the Russian Championships. The big 28-year-old, what a great job. As we profile Igor Padan, he says he started sport as a child with karate, swimming, then bodybuilding, and now, of course, strongman. He's excelled in every one of those sports. The sport is very young, he says. I have no idols in this sport, but in other sports, it would be someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Padan says his greatest strongman memory was to see the Guinness Book of World Records for airplane pulling set by a group of strongmen. This has been somewhat of a big impression on Russia's Igor Padan. Mikhail Kuklayev, the Russian champion, steps up with Sweden's Anders Johansson to take on the shield carry. Once again, one of the big things for these guys is the ability to breathe and move at a quick pace. 182.5 kilos, 402 pounds does the IFSA Shield weigh. Kuklayev makes the first turn. Johansson stays with them. The world record is by Poland's Robert Szczepanski, sitting at a flat 100 meters. Kuklayev turns at 50 meters and heads back down the course. Johansson starting to struggle in the background. Good pace set by Mikhail Kuklayev. Still has the implement up high, and a put down from Anders Johansson of Sweden. Kuklayev at 60.15 meters was Johansson. Kuklayev puts down at 85.7 meters. Now American Nick Best and hometown favorite Bendik Magnusson. Oh, Benny's having all sorts of difficulty. He does not have his hands clasped. That can be very difficult as he carries the 182.5K implement, 402 pounds, just with his biceps. Doing a good job through the first 25 meters. Nick Best makes that corner as well. Now you see the implement start to slide on Benny. Magnusson trying to hold on for 50 meters. Down to the fingertips now. Can he cross at least 50 meters? Yes, he does with a put down. Nick Best is put down as well. Best at 39.10 meters.
I haven't done this event ever before in competition, so I hope I'm doing good.
Well, young Bendik Magnusson certainly is putting on a show for the hometown crowd, but what a job from Tomi Lota, just coming up shy of a world record at 96.10 meters. Mikhail Kuklayev, though, set the standard as he moves in to a first place placing so far in the IFSA World Championships. 50 meters for Bendik Magnusson in the IFSA Shield Carry. Tomi Lota led the way, picking up 8 points. Kuklayev and Brusokis second and third spot, with Igor Padan coming in fourth. Here's the final results, with Kuklayev leading. 5-point lead over Brusokis and Padan. Magnusson and Lota sitting 7 points back of first place Kuklayev. Coming up next time on the IFSA World Championships, we've got the very heavy Apollon's axle. That is one big implement. Then we move on to the block medley with the tire flip. This is a test of strength and endurance. I'm Doug Anderson. Thanks for joining us on the IFSA World Championships. Don't forget, visit us on the web at IFSAStrongman.com.